Juman Al-Kawasmi, you were once married to a member of Hamas inside Gaza. But what happened next is a story you have to hear to believe. But before we get started, my friend, what was your opinion of Christians and Jews growing up?
Okay, I had born and raised in Qatar, and my father is one of the founders of Hamas. So my father and my mom, they raised us to hate Israel and hate Jewish, hate Christian, and even hate the Shia, the Muslim, the Shia, and hate everyone who's not belong to Hamas and curse them. And yeah, I just want to say sorry, but we used to curse all the Christian and the Jewish. We feel like we should kill them because this is what Quran say. Yeah, I know it's crazy, but we used to believe in Islam, like we should kill all the Jewish, and even Jesus will come back and fighting with us, and he will break the cross and kill the pig, and the trees and the rock will call the Muslim and say, "Oh, Muslim, there is a Jewish behind me, come and kill." So it was crazy.
Wow. So your father was one of the founding members of Hamas. You were eventually married to a Hamas member inside Gaza.
Till 2014, there was a war between Hamas and Israel. And I remember the IDF called my ex-husband and they asked him to call my neighbors because they want to bomb their home. And he told him like, oh, no one is home because Israel is caring for the civilians' life. They calling people before they bomb their houses. They are not killing the houses and randomly. Being Muslim, you don't have peace, you know, because God is always mad about Muslims. God's always mad. And I found a Christian page. It's Egyptian Christian. And I tried to, like, when I open this page, the first verse come to my face. It's love your enemies. And Jesus, I said, oh, who said love your enemies? Like in Quran said, like we should kill all the Jewish, we should kill all the Christian, or make them paying jizya.
You said your dad was one of the founding members of Hamas. What's your dad's name?
His name is Abu Ja'far. They call him Abu Ja'far. His real name is Muhammad Kawasmi, but like because my oldest brother his name is Ja'far, they called him Abu Ja'far al-Kawasmi.
When you were saved, and then you looked at your ex-husband who's a member of Hamas, your dad who's a member of Hamas in general, how did that change the way you view what's happening in Gaza?
Yeah, because you know what happening in Gaza, it's all about Hamas. Hamas always is starting to make troubles. Like we've been in peace till Intifada is happening. And we call like I know I'm Palestinian. I have Palestinian ID, but I know the right for Jewish, it's their promised land. I read the Bible. And even in Quran, it's never mentioned Palestine. It's the land for Bani Israel. And they said, okay, it's our land and we should kick all the Jewish. And I remember my grandma said she was living with her Jewish neighbor and they've been living love and peace. Like we've been living peace. But when Hamas start to make troubles, and every time we have peace and they start to send rockets, attack Israel with the rockets. So that's why Israel start to bombing. But before this, like nothing was happening. And I remember like after the war in 2008, Israel sent money to rebuild Gaza. And they promised Gaza's people, Gaza will be like a Singapore, but just let's have peace. But they doesn't want to have peace. They just want to kill and make people suffering and stay on control and having all the money is coming out from outside. And I remember like when my ex-husband was talking, he was not talking to me. He was talking like for his uncles and his friends. And he said, oh, now we are building a city under a city. So they took all the money is coming to rebuild Gaza and they just built the tunnels and there's a real city under a city. But they never built a shelter for people. For children. Never. No, there's no one shelter in Gaza. It's all about the tunnels. It's all for Hamas. They are hiding now and they just let people to die and use the human and children like human shield. They doesn't care for our life. They just care for their position and their power and they just want to stay strong and they want to stay on control, but they doesn't care for our lives. Don't be afraid to think to use your brain. Don't take everything they are saying as a fact, because we take everything they are saying as a fact, but we should think, and you have to go to the history, the close history. You have to open your mind, like, not because of our emotions, like, oh, Hamas is protecting Gaza. And no, they are not. Like, if I want to say, like, who's our enemy is Hamas. Hamas is evil. Hamas doesn't care about Palestinian. This culture, like, if we get killed, we are going to Jannah. We are enjoying the 72 virgins, and they are taking the children from 4 years and 5 years and start to bring them in the Quran memorization, and start to learn them how to hate Israel and how to use the weapons. And believe me, from 4 and 5 years, they start to do this with the kids. And I know it's not easy, like, when you're raised on something and you see your parents and all your family believe in this. But my advice, like, don't be scared to think. Don't be scared to make questions, because in Islam, you are not allowed to think and make questions. You should just obey. But God give us this brain, and give us the Holy Spirit to ask Him and to find a way.